Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Maayan Sella, VP Marketing of Demand Generation at Pentera. I'm thrilled to be sitting here with my two longtime colleagues, Arik Liberzon, Pentera's founder and CTO, and Ran Tamir, Pentera's Chief Product Officer, to discuss our new automated cloud penetration testing offering. Arik, Ran, welcome.
Hi Maayan, pleasure to be here.
So what is missing in the industry today that brought Pentera Cloud to life?
So for sure, we know that customers are moving to the cloud, and many of their workloads and assets today, much more than before, are in the cloud. But of course, or I would say most of customers are still hybrid. So they have their environment on-prem and they have their cloud environments. Pentera, as it does for on-prem and external cases, the missing part was to add the capability to pen test cloud environments. And now we can show attack chains coming from on-prem to the cloud environment and vice versa.
So do you see more breaches involving the cloud? Are they different from IT environments?
For sure they're different. Cloud by nature is a messy environment. Services go up and then go down. It's actually your services, but on someone else's hardware.
And the challenge from the SecOps perspective, you don't even control.
And it's interesting because what we see from our customers is
Even they tell us that they don't really understand what's going on there.
in the cloud case,
The CISO knows that some of his
employees are not aware of what they're doing. The IT managers have this challenge of controlling everything, and they cannot really do it because, again, services go up, down. It's not under your full control.
Yeah.
So bouncing off of that, how are attackers operating in the cloud? What should we be most concerned about?
Being an attacker, you always look for a foothold in the environment. And it doesn't matter if it's the on-prem environment or if you have a holding on an asset, let's say a cloud asset. Once you get to that point, you have a starting point. If you have a foothold on a cloud asset, you will try to enter the data center in the on-prem or move to another asset in the cloud. And as always, it's not only to show customers whether there was a misconfiguration, but to show the impact. Because if I can exploit a misconfiguration, but I cannot go to anywhere dramatic in the environment, so okay, let be it, and I need to prioritize something else.
Right.
But if from that starting point, I can actually move and propagate the attack to something with a great impact, okay, this is something that me, as a CISO or as a security expert in the organization, I need to prioritize for sure.
So penetration testing in the cloud already exists. What's different about Pentera?
Pentera enables you the capability to run pen testing on an ongoing basis. And since cloud environments are so dynamic, you actually really need to do it on an ongoing basis. It's also relevant for the on-prem environment and your perimeter. But with cloud, it's even more critical just because of the dynamic nature of cloud environments.
Yeah, and what we hear from customers is many of our customers do annual cloud pen testing. Think about it, annual, right? It's changing all the time. When you take point in time and test it, it really needs to be continuous and ongoing. I think the second challenge is it's really cost and expertise, right? There are very few people that really know how to do it, and that's why it's so expensive. So the ability to use Pentera to automate cloud security is priceless.
So do AWS or Azure limit Cloud PT in any way?
The vendors you mentioned, of course, have a very strict pen testing policy. They give you the infrastructure, but you run the workloads, and you actually own the workloads. And once you own it, you can test it. Not only that you can test it, you actually must test it because it's under your supervision and your control.
Yeah, and it's really a common misconception by customer that the cloud provider cover the full security. They focus on and doing a good job in protecting their own infrastructure, but you, the customer, you own the workload, so you are responsible to protect it. If you have a vulnerability or misconfiguration, it's up to you, and based on the shared responsibility concept, the customer must validate and is fully responsible for their own workloads.
So how is Pentera Cloud different from the CSPM, the cloud security posture management vendors?
Pentera perform real pen testing validation, and this is the main difference. Instead of just giving you a long list of misconfigurations, and then you need to prioritize them, and you don't really have a clue how to prioritize it, we show you the full attack chain. And then it's very relevant to your business case, because you can suddenly understand what is the impact of those misconfigurations.
And based on that, do the prioritization, which is very critical. The second difference is not just looking at cloud. So cloud security is very important, right. But Pentera is the only solution that looks at the attacker's perspective and really looking at the full attack surface. So can the attacker breach the on-prem and get to the cloud? So the ability to test the entire attack surface on the hybrid enterprise is the very unique difference for Pentera.
So what are customers already saying about Pentera Cloud?
So now that cloud is generally available, customers give us very positive feedback. They say that, as always with Pentera, they can run pen testing on cloud assets on an ongoing basis. Actually, they even say that they got familiar even more to their environment by using Pentera. They see full attack chains coming from the on-prem to the cloud and from the cloud to the on-prem. So for them, it's an eye-opening.
Yeah, and the ability to do a pen test with a click of the button, not to wait for the next PT coming in October, this is a game changer. So the continuous testing and really the value of Pentera across the board is a game changer.
So for customers using Pentera, how will their security be improved on a day-to-day basis?
They will see the same value from Pentera and now for cloud as well. They could run pen testing on an ongoing basis to get a better visibility into their security posture.
All right, Ran, Arik, it's been a pleasure. Any final words before we close?
Don't assume, validate.
Love it.